What is up, you guys? The Real Train King Productions 2026 back again, here for a brand new and highly requested unboxing video. Now guys, I know it's been a while since I last made a big unboxing video. I've just been really busy with stuff. Not to mention too, life can be hectic for me. I've been really busy, well, with my job. Been helping my dad a lot regarding the dogs and regarding my dogs, and I've also been hanging out with my friends a lot lately, especially as you guys saw in one of my videos, my friend's kitten Bella. As you guys saw, she was just really cute. And also I've just been really busy on some shorter videos like my Lionel train videos, especially as of recent, like my Pennsylvania post-war Lionel video of Pennsylvania number 561 pulling 2 of the Maplewood passenger cars. And it did really well. I'm really glad that most of you guys really enjoyed that. But the reason why I haven't been posting a lot of unboxing videos, you guys, is I've just been really busy. And it's been really hard for me to try and find some of the other new Thomas and Friends toys for this brand new series, especially when it comes to the motorized. So I hope you guys understand that. But anyways, in today's video, this one has been requested for you guys for a long time, but in today's video, we're going to be unboxing and taking a first look at the brand new for 2026 Metal Collection James. And in the video, I'll be comparing him to a beloved classic model of James, one of them that is, the Erdl James. This one I actually got from a friend not too long ago. But before we begin, I do have a couple of important announcements to make. One, my next unboxing on these new 2026 Thomas toys will be coming soon after James, especially because, well, I did stock up on these guys at my local Target, and I'm also hoping to get Wave 2 once that releases. I got from my local Target Oliver and Toad and Diesel, which I will be doing a video on those guys very soon. But once Wave 2 comes, because, well, Duck is part of Wave 2 or 3, I think. Guys, feel free to correct me on that in the comment section below. I'm just waiting for when these guys come out, the later releases, that way I can also review them for you guys. But yes, and when it comes to the motorized, I will be doing a review on those new motorized engines for you, like Gordon, James, Percy, and Thomas. But yeah, with all that out of the way, the last announcement I have for you guys is regarding the Lionel Trains content. I have at least 2 more Lionel Train videos coming in early September, and then that will be it with Lionel content for a while until we get into the most wonderful time of the year, Christmas. So yeah, with all those announcements out of the way, you guys, let's get into the moment you guys have all been waiting for. Unboxing and taking a first look at the brand new for 2026 Metal Collection James the Red Engine. But first, before we take the model out of its little out of its clear blister packaging, let's take a look at the packaging. The packaging itself is really good. I know I talk about the packaging a lot in previous videos, but guys, this packaging is just really good and crisp. But anyways, back to the packaging. The packaging itself is very nice. You have the brand new for 2026 Thomas and Friends logo, where it also says available on YouTube Kids, which is very exciting now because after this month, this brand new Thomas and Friends series releases onto Netflix, and I'm just really excited seeing how Mattel is gonna handle this new series. You also have James's rendering right here, which I gotta admit, since this is a new series of Thomas, the third or fourth reboot, James's rendering looks really good. His red looks brighter than before, but that's okay. I see that they also updated the handrail thing right here, where it doesn't go to right here. And of course, his new face. Honestly, guys, I'm still not a fan. James's face resembles too much of Edward, and his face just looks a little uncanny. I don't know if it's just me, guys, but his face kind of resembles a little bit of a Raggedy Ann doll. You know how those dolls are, where their faces look a little, where they're like really, really smiling, where their eyes are like these big pupils. Yeah, James's face reminds me of a Raggedy Ann doll a little bit. But the face itself, though, doesn't look that bad. As I said before regarding these models, Mattel is taking a different approach for this new show. And I am curious seeing what James's role is going to be in this new show. Will he be just as vain as Rob Rackstraw's James from the Brenner era? Or will he be his seasons 1 through 5 persona as we saw in the classics, as well as seasons 6 and 7? But overall though, James's rendering looks really good. The viaduct in the background is also just as good, even though yes, we've seen it before in other models, like Thomas, Percy, Gordon, and Henry. But it looks really good. And also that towering in the background, you guys, reminds me a little bit of Great Water Tin from the Great Discovery. I wonder if we're going to be seeing that in this new show. You also have James's name right here, and new for 2026. Which is a nice touch. It tells the parents, hey, these are brand new toys for this new show. Overall though, the main packaging itself looks really good, but the model itself, holy smokes, James looks really good. His red is really crisp, his tender is also really nice, and of course the brand new face. From the model's perspective though, it looks pretty cool. But yep, now let's take a look at the back. Yeah, there's not really much to say at the back of the packaging here. It's pretty much the same stuff as we've seen on the other models. Mattel, the Collect Them All, and of course, created by Britt Allcroft. She will rest in peace. And of course, you have the brand new Thomas and Friends logo, Hits Entertainment, and the warning labels. Overall though, the back of the packaging does still look really good. Overall though, the packaging aside, the packaging itself looks really, really nice. But now let's take a look into the model more closely before we open him up. The model though, I will admit, this is one of the coolest looking James toys we've seen in a while. And he's very accurate too, for the most part. Now, let's open him up. Like with the other Thomas models, I'm going to be extremely careful taking James out of the box. This is the case for any Thomas and Friends toy, like Wooden Railway, Bachman, Hornby, Lionel, Tommy, and Trackmaster. So that's why, guys, I'm going to be very careful opening up James himself. Alright, got a little bit of a weak spot there. Alrighty, here he put the packaging aside. Dun dun dun. And folks, here he is. The brand new for 2026 Metal Collection James. I gotta say, holding this model in my hand now, after hearing about it and seeing the leak of it during Christmas of 2025, this is a really good model of James. In fact, this is one of the best looking James toys we've had in a long time, outside of Take Along and early Take and Play. The details are very crisp. He has the very accurate proportions, especially by his cab and his splashers, and the accurate wheels. And he also has the accurate parts right here, and an accurate lamp and buffer detailing. Now let's see this. Sorry about that, guys. I started a little bit there. Before we talk about the cons, let's talk about the positives first, shall we? James's representation here is really, really good. The red itself is very nice. The wheels themselves are really nice too, although I do wish that they were painted black, but that's okay. Beggars can't be choosers. He also, much like Henry and Gordon, have a movable bogey, and that is so cool. His tender itself is very nice, although just like Gordon and Henry, I do really wish he had that little middle wheel to make it look more accurate to the show, but that's completely fine. And also the red. The red that they picked for this James is very, very accurate. It's very crisp, and it's very glossy as you look at it in the light. Even James's Tender's paint is really nicely done too. You got the big number 5, you got the handrails, and also the magnetic coupling to attach him to other characters, like Annie, or Percy, or Gordon, and also Edward if you want to remake Old Iron. And of course, the brand new face. Honestly, guys, his face looks alright on the Metal Collection model. The brown pupils and that longer nose that looks a little bit like Edward. Yeah, guys, I'm not the biggest fan of James's new face. I really wish that they would have given this to Edward, because it's a very Edward face. But beggars can't be choosers. I can get used to this. But yeah, James himself, though, is really, really good. And yeah, you guys, my point does still stand a little bit. His face does look a little bit too much. His face looks a little bit like a Raggedy Ann doll face. That's just me, though. Now, with the positives aside, let's take a look at the criticisms of this James. The cons. I don't like how his back buffers aren't painted. That's a huge letdown. Like, Mattel, you guys went all out on the 80th anniversary toys last year, painting James's front and back buffers. But you wouldn't even do it for this new James? Like, come on, Mattel. Like, just a little bit more details would make this James, like, stand out from the other, from the 80th in a way. And also, I don't like how his front buffers aren't painted, and how his lamp isn't even painted. But the biggest problem I have with this new James is how this handrail you guys see here, it isn't, like, by his cab. Like, that's a huge letdown for me. Considering James on other models, like his Bachman and his Tomy Playrail model from 2003 to 2014, early 2014, had that little detail. It's such a huge letdown that the new James doesn't have that. But with those criticisms aside, though, this is a really good model of James. It's not the perfect model of James, but it's still a really good one indeed. And also, regarding his new face, you guys, I can't get used to this, because as I said before with these new toys, Mattel is taking a very different approach with this new reboot that's coming out in September. So, I don't mind James having this new face. Now, before I give my final thoughts, let's compare this James to a beloved classic from the 90s, the Ertl James. And as you guys could tell, the differences are very noticeable. The Ertl James is slightly smaller than the new 2026 James, And also, the Ertl James has the accurate black wheels like as seen in the television series. And also, this James has the more model series face. And the newer James has that more cartoony, sinister kind of look face that, as we saw in the promo image. That's how my dad puts it regarding James's new face. But yeah, you guys can see the big difference here between the old and the new. Alright guys, between these two models of James, which one do you guys like more? The Ertl one from the 1990s? Or the brand new for 2026 James? For me, I personally love both. You can have this one out on your display shelf, or just to have in your Thomas and Friends series, or just to have for display. And the new 2026 James has that more like big new look to him. Now he has that more like, I'm gonna play a little bit of a trick on Gordon today, or maybe I'll get to take the express. That's the kind of face that this new James has. And if you take a look at the tenders, the difference is also very noticeable here too. The newer James has a lot longer tender with the same coal load as we've seen on Gordon. The Ertl James, his tender's attached to the model, meaning you can't remove it. But its coal load is very accurate like the new James, and also he has the accurate wheel arrangement on the tender, whereas the newer one unfortunately is lacking that. The Ertl James does not have a magnetic coupling. It has a hook and loop system, meaning you can attach it to Ertl passenger cars, Ertl Annie and Clarabelle, you know, all the classic Ertl models. But the new James has no painted back buffers, as seen on the Ertl, and he has a magnetic coupling to attach him to the new to couple him up with some of the other characters like Thomas, Percy, Annie, Clarabelle, Oliver, and Toad. You know the drill. But yes. But honestly though, these are still very good models of James the Red Engine. And honestly, you guys, I think both these models just capture the magic of the character perfectly. But which one do you guys prefer? The Ertl or the brand new for 2026? Let me know in the comment section below. Well, honestly, you guys, on to the concluding thoughts. What do I think of this brand new for 2026 James? Honestly, the cons aside, this is a beautiful model of James. It may not be a perfect model of James, like, well, the Take-Along, Bandai Tex, Ertl, and all that, but it's still a good model of James regardless. I really love how he has the moving bogey when he's on tracks. That is really, really cool. I really like the level of detail they did put in the coal load. Something I should have mentioned earlier, but the coal load itself is really nice. I really like how big they made his tender, much like how he is in the television series. Even though it is missing a middle wheel, that's okay. And I also just really love the level of detail they put onto the wheels, and also his new face. I can easily get used to this new face, you guys. It's an alright new face for this new version of James that we're going to be seeing in this new show. Alright guys, so I'm going to be giving this new model of James a 8 out of 10. It's not a perfect model like Henry, but it's a very good model indeed. And if you guys do find this James, I highly recommend picking him up, because he's a really, really good model of the character. I think Mattel did a really good job making him. But what do you guys think about this model of James? Tell me in the comment section below. Well, anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and first look at the brand new for 2026 Metal Collection James. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more Thomas and Friends videos just like this. Well, this has been the Real Trinking Productions 2026, signing off. Bye-bye.